Hello and welcome back to Firstsales tutorial series. In this video, we're going to learn about subdomains that we'll be using for tracking our link clicks inside of Firstsales. Let's get started. First thing we're going to do is log into Firstsales. Then we're going to go to Settings, Mails and Domains. And over here, as you can see, I've already added one of them. I'm going to show you two different ways to add domains for link tracking. Now, first of all, let's talk about why link tracking domains are important. When it comes to cold email, there are certain things called footprints. You don't want to leave footprints behind that are going to link up all of your cold email campaign efforts into one main domain or main account. The way you do this is just spread things out, such as adding more mail accounts for sending emails or more domains for tracking your links, so that not one email provider can figure out that you are one person or one team sending a whole bunch of emails to all these different people, all these different prospects. Why do you want to avoid that? Well, first of all, if you're found to be doing this mass emailing, your accounts are at risk of getting banned from email service providers or simply getting tagged as spam, and you will never reach an inbox. Now in B2B, it's fair game to reach out to other B2B contacts, other businesses, to inquire to them if they're interested in actually engaging in business with you. However, email providers have to protect their users because not all of their users are business users. Some of them are personal users, and I will say never, not ever, send emails to private emails or personal emails for anyone at any point. You always want to be reaching out to either other businesses or people who work at certain businesses using their work email or business email. Sending emails to private or personal email addresses is a no-go, and that is something that it's not only bad practice, but it's also bad taste. No one wants to get spammed on their personal email regarding work matters. Now, the contrary point to that is that if you have a business email, you want to be open to the world of business, and you want to be open to new opportunities, new products that are coming on the market, and the only way to do that is for them to reach out to you and let you know, I have this product, I have this service, are you interested, or does this benefit your business? That's fair game. So the way that we protect ourselves when we are sending mass quantity of emails to all these different kinds of prospects is by diluting and diverting, and also making sure that you are diversifying every single aspect of your cold email campaigning. The best way to do it is to have multiple mail accounts and to have multiple subdomains from different domains that you use for sending only, not your main domain, but for sending only. You add those to Firstsales, and Firstsales will automatically rotate them and match them to the email account that you have added, so that you don't need to worry about it. All you need to do is add your mail accounts, add your domains, and you're good to go. Let's get started adding our first subdomain. The first one I'm going to show you is, in case you've been following our 0 to 200 series, where we learn how to add domains using Google Workspace, formerly known as Google G Suite. Now, if you're using Google for registering domains, the first thing you want to do is go into admin, search for domains, and go to manage domains. Now when you're in here, you're going to click here to view details, and then you click on manage domain. Now this is going to come up, it's going to bring up Google's domain manager. Now what you want to do is, inside this domain right here that we are using, I'm going to click manage. Then we're going to go into DNS, and as you can see, our record previously has already been added here. I'm going to walk you through the steps on how to do it, just so that you have an idea of how this is done. And we've already added C at .getfirstsalesio.com. That's already been added. Let's add a different subdomain for this one. Firstsales makes it very, very easy for you to be able to add these domains. All you need to do is click here to copy this record. We're going to go to Google Domain Manager, which is this one right here. I'm going to say Manage Custom Records. We're going to say Create New Record. And let's say this record, instead of C, we want to name it T for tracking. You want to make sure that the type of record is a CNAME record. I'm going to go ahead and click CNAME here. And then the data, we will paste the code that Firstsales gave us. Now we're going to hit save, and Google will add this record. Now it can take anywhere from a few minutes to maybe even a couple of hours for Google to update this in the domain name registry. As you can see here, the TTL here is 1 hour. That means that every 1 hour it's going to check for changes. But we just added this. Let's see if Firstsales can pick this up right away. We're going to go back to Firstsales. We're going to say add subdomain. And our subdomain that we just added was t.domain, right? I'm going to hit continue. And now what's going to happen is Firstsales is going to do some checks to make sure that this subdomain is pointing its CNAME value, this right here, to this data right here, which is what Firstsales gave us. That's it. Once you get this green check right here, that means that Firstsales is done doing its check and you're ready to use it. Let's say that you have registered your domain somewhere else, or you are managing your domain somewhere other than Google. The process is pretty much the same. You just have to make sure that you look for where you will manage DNS for that domain. In the case of our example that we've been following throughout this entire tutorial series, we added a domain in Namecheap, and we're going to add this subdomain into Firstsales from our Namecheap domain. So we're going to go into Namecheap, we're going to go into the domain list, find our domain, and then we're going to go into Advanced DNS, and this is where you can see the process is almost the same. Basically, every single provider that is out there selling domain names will have a DNS editing option where you'll be able to add DNS records. One such DNS record is this CNAME record that we want to add. So we'll go back to Firstsales and we'll copy this again. We'll go to Namecheap and say add record. The type of record is a CNAME record. Now the host here is what we're going to add. We'll say T for tracking. And the target is where we're going to paste the data point that Firstsales gave us. TTL you can leave as automatic. This here doesn't really matter because it's a brand new record that you're adding. We'll go ahead and click Save Changes. Now Namecheap is going to do the exact same thing that Google did before. It'll add the CNAME record with t.domain going to this record that Firstsales gave us. So now let's go ahead and copy our domain name. Go back to Firstsales and click Add Subdomain. This one will be t. And then we'll paste it. This is our other domain from Namecheap. We'll hit continue. And now Namecheap has already verified this. Firstsales now is showing a green check that, hey, we checked Namecheap DNS. It looks like you have the record. You're good to go. What this means is that at any point of time, we can use any of these subdomains to track our link clicks inside of the emails. If you are not sending emails with links, for an example, if you're sending an email campaign and your CTA is reply to this email, you have no links whatsoever, there's no tracking that needs to be done. Nothing will be added. But if you've added a link such as hey, click on this link to book a call with me, or here's my Calendly link so you can book a call, and you're trying to book calls and fill your calendar, you are adding links. So what's going to happen is Firstsales is going to add this subdomain, and it's going to cloak your link using this subdomain. And every time that somebody clicks on the link, you will get that statistic inside of Firstsales. That's the gist of it on adding subdomains. It's a very, very easy process, but it's also a very important process that you should not skip, that you should be adding so that you can have the best possible click-through rate, the best possible inboxing rate for all of your cold email campaigns using Firstsales.io. Again, if you have any questions about this entire process, or you have a specific provider that you cannot figure out, feel free to hit us up right here on the chat at the lower right hand side of your screen, and we'll be happy to assist you. Thank you again for sticking around to the end of the video, and I'll see you in the next one.